Missy Elliott just turned a lingerie runway into a full-blown stadium concert. For 25 years, she's been the woman who could make hip-hop futuristic, funky, and fearless. But this was something else. The 2025 Victoria's Secret fashion show wasn't ready for what happened when Missy hit the stage in New York. While others came to walk, she came to own. Dressed head to toe in a bedazzled silver set that caught every flash of the spotlight, she didn't just perform, she commanded. The beat dropped, and in that instant, the whole show shifted. The cameras stopped following the models. The crowd leaned forward. It was as if decades of music history had crashed headfirst into a glitter-soaked new era. Fans didn't expect a hip-hop legend to steal the world's most glamorous runway. But when Missy Elliott said, "Work it," the entire audience obeyed. When the bass line for Minuteman hit, it was like time folded in on itself. The crowd roared, not out of politeness, but pure disbelief. Missy Elliott wasn't easing the audience in. She was detonating nostalgia in real time. One hit bled into another. Get freak on, sending the lights pulsing like a heartbeat. Even the models, mid-costume change backstage, couldn't resist. Phones came out. Heels were kicked off. The Victoria's Secret fashion show, that temple of perfection, suddenly felt human, alive, and dancing. Then came Work It. The crowd's reaction wasn't applause. It was surrender. For years, Missy's lyrics had celebrated women owning their power, their weirdness, their confidence. And now, that message was being reflected back in sequins and spotlights. It wasn't just a performance, it was a collision. Hip-hop swagger smashing into haute couture glamour. By the time she launched into Lose Control, even the runway models had joined the chaos, moving in sync with her beats backstage. Something the Victoria's Secret show had never seen before. Missy didn't just perform. She redefined what this show could be. The moment became more than music or fashion. It was a statement. A woman who'd built her empire on originality had just proven that confidence was the new couture. What made the night unforgettable wasn't just the sparkle or the sound. It was the statement. This year's Victoria's Secret fashion show didn't rely on a man to set the stage on fire. Every single headliner, Missy Elliott, Madison Beer, Karol G, and the K-pop powerhouse Twice, was a woman. Different languages, different genres, one shared message. The future of performance belongs to women who refuse to fit the mold. Victoria's Secret knew exactly what they were doing when they teased the lineup with the caption, "Missy Elliott performing at the Victoria's Secret fashion show? Pinch us!" That single sentence broke the internet. Fans flooded the comments, calling it the most iconic comeback the brand has ever had. Clips of Missy's rehearsal alone racked up millions of views before the show even aired. But underneath, the glitz was something deeper. Representation. Missy, a black female icon who changed the sound of hip-hop forever, standing shoulder to shoulder with a Latina superstar, a Gen Z pop princess, and a global K-pop phenomenon. It wasn't just about fashion or fame anymore. It was about unity, creativity, and the quiet rebellion of women redefining power on their own terms. In a world that often tries to shrink them, these women took up space and did it in heels, rhythm, and unshakable grace. Long before the lights of Victoria's Secret hit the runway, Missy Elliott had already been on a victory lap. In 2024, her Missy Elliott Experience Tour swept across the country like a celebration of resilience. Fans filled arenas not just to hear the hits, but to witness a woman who had survived the toughest corners of fame and still knew how to make every beat feel brand new. It wasn't nostalgia, it was mastery. Every city became a reminder that Missy doesn't chase trends, she creates them. Then came the recognition from the highest level, the National Medal of Arts and Humanities, handed to her by President Joe Biden himself. Cameras caught her tears, as he called her, a pioneer who made music into movement. For someone who had once fought industry bias and personal battles in silence, this moment wasn't just an award. It was validation from a nation that had finally caught up to her brilliance. Later, she took to X, the platform that had once celebrated her viral dance challenges, to write something deeply human. I am humbly grateful. Crying tears of joy. Thinking of the days I wasn't so strong, but through faith and prayer, I kept going. It wasn't the message of a star, it was the testimony of a survivor. So when Missy stepped onto that runway stage in 2025, it wasn't a comeback. It was a culmination. Every sparkle on her outfit, every lyric in that medley, carried years of rejection, reinvention, and triumph. She wasn't proving herself to anyone. She was celebrating that she already had. If there's one thing Missy Elliott refuses to do, it's slow down. After conquering the runway, she kept the momentum going, lighting up Coachella, shaking the Riverbeat Music Festival, and owning every stage like it was built just for her. Each performance felt less like a concert and more like a reminder. Icons don't age, they evolve. Her Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction only sealed the legacy. Watching her walk across that stage, surrounded by legends she once grew up studying, it was clear. Missy wasn't just part of music history, she is music history. And yet, she still talks about the future like she's just getting started. With the 2025 induction ceremony on the horizon, fans already know she'll turn what's usually a tribute into another moment nobody will forget. What makes Missy Elliott so timeless isn't just her talent, it's her ability to reinvent herself while staying unapologetically real. She's a reminder that longevity in music isn't about clinging to the past. It's about owning every new chapter with the same fearless energy that started it all. 25 years in, and she's still showing the world that power, creativity, and self-belief don't fade. They just get louder. When the final beat faded and the lights dimmed, Missy Elliott didn't just leave a stage, she left a mark. In a show built on fantasy, she brought reality. Proof that reinvention is power. She reminded millions watching around the world that legacy isn't about staying relevant. It's about staying true. Missy's Victoria's Secret performance wasn't just another fashion show highlight, it was a cultural reset. A statement that women in music, no matter their age, genre, or background, can still define the moment. She didn't blend in with the new generation, she stood beside them, and in doing so, turned decades of artistry into something timeless. And as the crowd cheered, one truth echoed louder than the bass. Missy Elliott doesn't follow eras, she creates them. What about you? What's the one Missy Elliott moment that still gives you chills? Drop it in the comments below. And if you felt that energy tonight, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories celebrating the icons who keep rewriting history.